This
So
conference will now be
start
recorded.
the navigation today. Okay, navigation right from login. Right from login. Okay. So to access SAP system, what we need is SAP logon pad. Okay, so there are two ways of logging in, multiple ways in fact. Mobile apps also are being used nowadays. So one is SAP logon pad, which is what we use most of the times. This is SAP GUI program that is being installed and which I have sent to you. Anybody has not installed this SAP GUI program?
I didn't install in my personal laptop, but I have a client one, so I'm using that one. I have sandbox environment.
Akarsh?
Yes, sir, I have not installed.
You didn't install?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me show you that also then. Do you have any desk installed on your system?
No, sir, I will install it now.
Install it and give me the number so that everybody will see how to install that and how to add.
Okay,
I'll access your system remotely now when you install any desk.
Okay, sir. Right now, I'll do it.
So SAP GUI program and NetViewer. I mean, there is a URLs given using a URL with a user ID and password, like the way we are accessing the Gmail. You can also log in using URL and user ID and password. So we are now accessing using this approach. So the user ID, user administration have two things. First, user ID. User ID. This is what identity. This is what identity of the user for the system. Okay, user ID. This user ID requires what? Authorizations. The user ID requires authorizations. Let me know, Krish, once you are done.
Sir, I have done, sir.
Give me a number.
Sir, it is 707.
1 minute. 707.
375. 375.
Okay.
441.
Okay. Can you go to the link now?
Yes, sir, one sec. So that YouTube link, sir. Sir,
I think it is logon pad link is. Akash, you have already installed that SAP logon, right?
no, sir.
Okay, okay. Sorry.
Akash, just check your WhatsApp. Sir sent it once again in batch 49.
Download this. It takes some time, I guess.
Yes, sir.
All right, let it. You didn't do this right yesterday.
No, sir. I have not got this link, sir.
Okay. All right. So the user ID and password is the identity of the user in the system. See, to access SAP, can you see the screen, guys? My screen?
Yes, sir.
So this is SAP. In SAP, there are thousands of applications written. There are HR applications, finance applications, sales applications, thousands of programs are there, applications are there, tables are there. Okay, tables are there. To access these applications, what you need is user ID and password. So this is like identity. The system recognizes you are a permitted user. With the user ID and password, you are a permitted user to log in. It's like entering into the main gate. Once you enter into the system with this user ID and password, okay, once the user ID and password is correct, okay, then it will allow you. How does the system recognize if this user ID and password is correct or not? It's because, let's say, it is assume this is the 200 client, guys, or 100 client. In 100 client, there is a table where the users are created. The user ID and passwords are created. Okay, so this is a 100 client. So this is the user ID 1 and this is the password 1. who creates this? Who creates this data?
Basis team.
Basis team.
Basis team.
Yeah, basis team log into the system. They create it. The basis team log into the system. Basis team creates the user data. With their user ID and password in 100. So now this is a user. He is a payroll admin. Let's say he is a payroll admin. When he gives that user ID and password, U1 in the logon pad, then this program checks is a valid user or not in 100. Okay, he is a valid user. It permits it. So then the user login into the system. User get into the server. The screens are open and applications are visible. Okay, see now. This is the logon pad. I'm selecting the server. I'm selecting the client and I'm giving a user ID. I'm giving a user ID. Now the system has permitted me. Okay, I got into the system. I got into the system. Now it doesn't mean I will access every application here, right? So this user is a payroll admin and he should have access to the payroll related transactions. These are the payroll related applications. He should access only these applications, not the other, not the other applications. This user is responsible to access only these applications. So accessing to the applications and the data, accessing applications and the data is controlled by what? Applications and the data is controlled
By roles and permissions.
by authorizations, which are nothing but roles. Authorizations. See, whenever there is a technology, there is a system, there is always an authorization. Even your personal PC, it's because you are default allowed user, you are able to access them. If I want, I can restrict you to a particular folders. Okay, some folders it says you are not authorized. Some folders you are able to access them. Okay, but to log in into that system PC, first you need a user ID and password. Once you log in into the PC, I can restrict the authorizations and permissions depending on the user type, right? That is the next concept which is taken care by base system. First, not only creating the user data, but also permitting the user to the certain applications. Permitting the user to the certain applications is, this concept is called security. So the security and automation of the security is nothing but GRC. So security and GRC is being another course. Okay, and creating this client administration, the landscape system is a base system activity. SAP base system. In early days, SAP basis and security both are same. Only one user used to work on both the things. But now the security, the scope of security, the importance of security is increased. And now it is becoming a module again, a separate module. So there are separate consultants for the security and GRC. So this is controlled by the security guys. So the user administration and the system installation, this is controlled by SAP base system.
So what is the meaning of GRC, sir?
I don't remember the full name. GRC. Anyone Every time I have to see it actually. I don't remember it. GRC stands for security in SAP. 1 minute, let me check. We have a course here. Yeah, governance, risk, compliance. Governance, risk, compliance. It's a policy. Security policies are governed by these tools. Okay, are the security properly given? Are there any security breachings? These are governed by this GRC tool, automated tool, guys. SAP GRC. It's a separate course and highly valuable course nowadays. Okay, governance, risk, compliance. Governance, risk, compliance. So if you want to access to a client in the server, if you want to access to a client in the server, let's assume this is a development server. So you need to be given with a user ID and password which is created in that client. So the user data is the client specific data. User data and user authorizations or client specific data. Okay, client specific data. So when you log in into the system, so this is the first screen that you would see, SAP Easy Access. Okay, when you log in into the system, you will see this screen. So I'll show you once again logging in. Okay, so when you go to this logon pad, when the server is added here, and for this server, in this server there are clients created, and for the clients there are user IDs and password created and shared to you. So you double click, or you select it and click on logon, or you select it, logon. Okay, right, logon, either way is fine. Then the user ID and password shared to you. So you can give the user ID and password. Make sure you are in a right client. So I'm giving my user ID and password. The user ID is a 12-character code. Is a maximum 12 characters. When I say characters, it can be combination of numbers and alphabets. The user ID, mostly the user ID is not a case sensitive. Whether it is a capital letter or small letter, doesn't matter. Not a case sensitive. But the password is case sensitive. Okay, so company to company there may be a password policy. See, it says at least, a normal policy in every password is this: at least one capital letter should be there in password, at least one capital letter. Okay, and at least one number. And at least one special character. Okay, and minimum 8 characters long. I'm just giving you the random policy. Okay, suppose example, admin. I'm giving a password like this: admin @1. Now, does it satisfy the password policy above?
No.
No.
No,
Why
it is 7
doesn't?
characters.
So it is 7 characters. You need one more character. Now, first one,
Yes.
at least one capital used, at least one number used. at least one special characters used, and minimum characters 8. So then the password policy. So when you create a password, they create a new default password. When you change the password to your own password, then you should follow these policies. These policies are set up by who? Basis. Okay. So, and the next thing here is language. The language. So the language is a 2 characters long. It's a 2 characters length. Every language is identified with the 2-digit code. So what is the advantage of it? So we can access SAP in a multiple languages. Okay. For example, if you look at the China, they do not use English. Even their keyboard does not show you the alphabets. It is completely the Chinese script. They don't access even a government forms or reports, anything. They don't access the data in English. In India, we access everything in English. Okay, we access everything in English and local languages as well, right? Normally, okay, all our government forms and our data, okay, in any institute, any applications, any areas, we use English language. So we are okay to use English, but the Chinese language, Italian, these countries, they do not use English. They are very particular about their local language. Thailand, so they want to access the same SAP applications in their local language. They do not want to see any English language. So if SAP does not deliver a solution in their local language, no company can buy SAP license from the China. And the China is, I mean, it's a huge industry. Okay, huge industry. So SAP can make the best business out of the China if SAP could deliver the solution in their local language. So that's why SAP has a build solution in the local languages. In the local languages. Okay, so that China or Thailand or Indonesia or other countries can access the SAP in their own language, can maintain the data, can display the data, can view the data in their local languages. In their local languages. So first, the default when SAP is installed, the default languages are English and German language. Because it's a German product, initially they built a solution in English and the German languages. These two are available by default. But if SAP is being implemented for the China company, then the exclusive language packs has to be installed in the system. By admins. Basis team. By SAP admin means basis team. So English I'm able to access it, but if there is a 2-digit code for the China, okay, when I try to access this, doesn't allow me. But in real time it is. In real time it is because the language packs will be installed in real time for the countries that we are implementing. Okay, Thai language, Italian language. So you can ask me, how do we know what is the 2-digit code of that language? First you log in into English. Either you keep blank or you maintain English. Okay, first you log in into English and then see what is the language code. There is a table where you can see the list of languages available and what is the language code, and you take that language code, log off, next time you log in with that language code. Even I don't remember the language codes. I first log in English and I go to the table and I see what is the language code for so and so country. Then come back, okay, SAP's language code. Then I come back. Next time when I log in, I give that particular language code. Okay, so now when I log in into the system, I logged in 800 client, assume it is a development server. Okay, now I forgot to tell you one important thing. During this landscape system, I did not explain you one client. See, I did not explain you this client where you have access to the front end screen as well as the configuration solution designing screen. So this client is called sandbox client. Any one client can be created. Any one client can be created. Okay, let's say this is 190. Generally in development server, client number 190. I mean, the number is a random number I'm giving you, 190. Okay, it is not fixed. So a dedicated client for learning and do R&D. So this client is like a research, or you can say learning client. Okay, so one client is given to you in a development server, which is not used for real-time solution mapping, but it can be used for us to explore the SAP applications by designing the dummy solutions and entering the dummy data. One client will be given to you as a sandbox. Okay, as a sandbox, it is a dedicated client. So we will never do any real-time solutions here. It is like a playground for us. You can do all R&D, you can create any data, you have unrestricted access. Complete authorizations are provided to you. So you can learn many things in this client. This is called sandbox client. Okay, if sandbox client is not given, then they give you IDES client. IDES client. So how do you recognize the IDES clients? The IDES clients are normally starts with the 8 guys. Okay, so they give you this client access. The same thing. The purpose is same thing. But so what's the difference here? These are called demo clients, which have a demo data. Demo and the best practices data. Demo companies, demo employees, demo calculations. Etc. This is also for our learning. So either sandbox will be given to you, or one of the client between 800 to 899 is given to you in real time, and both will be in a development only, and both will have a unrestricted access. So the client I'm showing you is a IDES client. So see, this SAP software can be installed. SAP software, two types. Okay, two types. One is without IDS, and the one is SAP software with IDS. If they have intention of giving you the IDS client in development, they install SAP with IDS here. Okay, so that 800 clients are available. So when they install SAP software, the default clients 00, 001 and 066. Okay, and this client is called global client. These are available by default. This is the maintenance client for monitoring the performance and the client, and this is called early watch client. This is used by SAP for performing audits and support. SAP people only. And this again used by who? Our basis team. Again, this is used by basis team for a client copy. To copy and create other clients. Okay, to copy and create other clients. Put it here. Customer specific clients. To copy and create the customer specific clients, guys. So when I say customer specific clients, example are what? 100, all other numbers, 1 or 2, 200. These clients are not directly available. These clients are not directly available. These are copied and created by the basis team depending on the landscape system strategy. 100, 101, 200, 210. These are copied from which client? Which client? By basis team by using this client. Okay. Is it clear, all of you? Any question here? So when you install SAP along with IDS, with the IDS, you will get these clients. You will also get 800 series. One is, I think, if I remember it correctly, 800, 801, and 810. These clients are available by default. If you see any client number with 8 series, you can recognize that as an IDS client. And this 8 series clients are never used in an entire landscape system for other than learning purpose. You see, do we have 800 client anywhere here?
No, sir.
So this 800 client will be given to you by replacing the sandbox. They may not give you the sandbox sometimes. Instead, they give you one of the 800 client access. So either sandbox or IDS client will be given to you guys. So in this case, they'll give you, instead of creating a new client, they give IDS client for learning. in this case, they give you the basis team creates a sandbox client. Okay. So here the sandbox will not be there. They give instead I-800 client access. Okay. So this is the landscape system. So when you log in into the system, the first screen that you see, is it clear so far logging in? So the first screen
Yes.
that you see is a
Yes,
SAP.
sir.
Yeah. So when you log in into SAP from 100 client, the first screen that you see is a SAP Easy Access screen. So there are two screens here. There are two screens that we access normally in every client. Okay. So let me give you the screenshot and then go to the next topic.
Sir,
Yeah.
I have downloaded and extracted it, sir.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll show you that in a few minutes.
Okay, sir.
This I'll share it in a WhatsApp. Otherwise, a client is like a space in the server. Okay. So when we log in into the client 800, when we log in into the client 800, this is the server development server. Assume I logged in 100 client. Assume I logged in client number 100. Okay, there are two screens here. I have 101 client. Again, there are two screens here. Okay. So when I log in into the development server, the first screen that I see that everyone sees is SAP EG access screen. SAP EG access screen. Okay. Anyone who logs in into the client number, the first screen that everybody is landed into is SAP EG access screen. Okay. The other screen, every user, be it a functional consultant or a developer or an end user, anyone who logs in into the system, the first screen that they see is easy access. Okay. There is a one more screen called IMG screen in the backend. IMG. So the IMG stands for implementation guide. For a configuration, SAP uses the terminology implementation guide. Okay. The solution designing. Implementation guide. Implementation guide. Okay. So here, assume this is the unit testing client. This is a unit testing client. This is development client. So in development client, you have a IMG accessible, but unit testing client, IMG is grayed out because we cannot access, sorry, IMG in unit testing client. What we access is EG access. Okay. So the difference between these two screens, how do we get into IMG screen, we will discuss later. So the importance of EG access screen. The importance of EG access screen. This is basically used by who? End users, guys. End users use easy access. The end users use easy access. What do they do here? Okay, what do they do here? They execute using SAP applications. The users execute day-to-day business transactions of the company. Okay, so this is the user screen. So who all are the users? When I say users, okay, that I'll explain as a next topic. Who are users? Now, when I say SAP application, it can be a table, or it can be a program, or it can be a form like payslip, or it can be a report, it can be a screen. Everything we call as a SAP application or SAP object. So in this screen, all the users, not just a HR, in easy access, the end users, not just a HR end users, but also accounting users, but also logistic users. Okay, like you have you have a sales, you have a production, you have a plant maintenance, you name any department. All the departmental applications are visible here, but these are not accessed by every user. Okay, these are not accessed by every user. Why? As I said in a previous screen, the application access is restricted by authorizations concept. I'm able to log in. Everybody is able to log in, but it doesn't mean that they are able to access every folder or every application, right? So accessing these applications are restricted by the authorizations concept, restricted with the concept of authorizations. So the user will be able to access that the application that he is responsible for. For example, the user is a time administrator. So the user is responsible for maintaining the time data. So the user will be able to access only this folder. When he tries to access the other applications, it says you are not authorized. It doesn't even allow to view the data of other areas. Because we are working on a sandbox, we are able to access every folder, but in real time it is not. The users will not be able to access. As a consultant, you are able to access. Okay, so this is a screen not only for HR users, but also for finance users, sales users, material management users. So the users activities are restricted, or applications are restricted with the authorizations concept for the users. Is this point clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if it is a time admin, the time admin has to take care of employee attendance and the absences maintenance. So what they do, he goes to the respective screen, okay, and go to the application, double click on that application. So to whom you want to maintain, for this employee I want to maintain, give a employee ID, and then they maintain absences, attendances, overtime information, all the time information he maintains it. So this is called application. Okay, this is application. So when the users are listed with the applications here using these folders, easy access folders have a applications list. A folder have a subfolders. Subfolders have a applications here. So this is what the user screen is. And the IMG screen, I'm not going to show you today. I'll show you tomorrow. The IMG screen. First, we need to get used to this screen, easy access screen. Okay. So yeah, can I access Akarsh? I'll make you presenter. You show your screen now.
Okay, sir.
I'm making you the presenter. but I will not be able to access your screen. Okay, but I'll access your screen using this one.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So where is that installed application? Yeah, in this, see, this is how the folder is created, guys. Okay, when you install, double click on it. You don't use, okay, I'm accessing it. Okay, in this there is a press one folder. In this SAP GUI, Windows. Okay, Windows setup. You see, you recognize this path. Maybe you can take the screenshot, those who did not do it. There is something called setup all. Okay, setup all. Access denied. Okay, you click on it. Okay, installations I may not have access. So go to next. Okay, can you hear me, Akash?
Sir.
Okay, you mute yourself. Go to next. Select the first one, SAP GUI for Windows. Go to next. Next. Okay, close it. Then go to the desktop. Double click on it. So create button. There is a button called create. Let me take access. You need to click on next. I'm adding a server on your GUI system. So you need to have these details with you. Okay. So let's say lab. I'm giving my own name, but application server details, who will give you? The vendor who is providing you the access. So here I'm temporarily giving you some random values. My vendor system details 97 okay. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. The application server, they'll give you, then just click on next, next, and finish. So this is added. The server is added on your system. But what you need to have a user ID and password. So when you double click on it, The SAP screen is open. Okay, so you guys have to follow the same steps. So until here it is okay, installing the logon pad. Okay, but how do you add a server here? You need to get the server details from the vendor. You are purchasing online access. He will give you these details, these 3 fields. This name is up to you. Okay, so the user will also give you the user ID and password. The user ID and password. So that's how you will access SAP on your screen. Okay. Okay, so you can stop sharing your screen. Okay, you understood how to install it, all of you? Anyone who did not install, you guys can install it and get the server details and access them.
Copy, sir. We'll do it.
All right, so here, this is what the easy access screen. I'll stop it here for today. Tomorrow, okay, I shared you the navigation document. Okay, I shared you the navigation document. So the document shows you how to log in and how to, 1 minute guys, just be online. You see, there is a navigation document that I shared to you in a group. I'll share it again. So this is what I'm explaining. I'm going to explain you how to what is a logon pad, what is the meaning of a client, what is the meaning of sessions, okay, and title bar and everything. So every icon that you see on SAP HCM access screen is clearly explained on this document. Each icon that you see, each icon, and what is a see, we are not going to use every icon that we see. There are HR related options, there are finance related options, there are material management related options. Okay, so we are not here to learn every button that we see and every application that we see. We will be learning the relevant applications. Okay, so this document explains you what is the meaning of this button, what is the meaning of the shortcut, and what do you do with this, and what do you do with this. Every icon is clearly explained. I'm not asking you to go to this icon, each and every icon right now. Anyway, I'm going to explain you the icons that we are going to use, but just have a look at them once. Okay, and you can even try clicking on these icons and see what is happening. There is nothing happen. Don't be scared to access any application. Nothing will happen to the server whatever you do. Clear? You are not allowed to change anything in application level, so nothing will happen. Okay, so you can access any button, you can click on any button, you can freely navigate, okay, through the SAP easy access screen, guys. So as I said, each bar is clearly explained. Just have a look at it. What is the meaning of the first bar, second bar, what is the meaning of this? Okay, and each icon is clearly explained. Try to look at this today. Okay, I'm going to explain you the same thing in navigation tomorrow and after tomorrow also. Okay, is that clear to you all?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's all for today. I'll stop here. Yeah, I'll upload this yesterday's video and today's video. If you miss anything, you can listen to these videos again. Catch you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Great day.
Bye, sir. Have a nice day.
Yep.